Plus, sneak peeks at what's coming next. With so much going on in the world of daytime, it's easy to miss a story or two, including some of the biggest ones unfolding on screen. Fortunately, we've got you covered with our guide to everything that went down last week on Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, The Bold and the Beautiful and the Young and the Restless. Plus, we've got previews of what to expect next and even coverage of Primetime's best sudsers. Related Story Young Restless Sharon Case reveals the blast from the past that she wants back in Genoa City. P and Sharon still have unfinished business. The Bold and the Beautiful folks sure seem to be making a lot of really bad decisions on The Bold and the Beautiful lately. Deacon's proposal to Brooke was just downright and insane, and Taylor's reunion with Ridge is utterly baffling. We may, though, have an answer as to what's going on, but you'll need to sit down for this one. 2 surprising returns? Oh yeah, not only is Patrick Duffy bringing Steven back, we also got a surprise comeback we never expected in a million years. Rena Sofer, ex-twin, dropped some super exciting news as she revealed what's coming next. Kimberlyn Brown was left utterly speechless as Bold Beautiful celebrated 30 years of Sheila's reign of terror. Catherine Kelly Lang said a heartfelt farewell to a place that's very special to her. Who doesn't love a good shock? In this week's column, Richard gives big props to the show for breaking out the mannequin, although he can't help worrying where this might be headed. Plus, does Taylor actually make Ridge more tolerable? What went down last week? Taylor bought Wyatt's beach house and she and Ridge settled back in, but he still had that faraway look in his eye. Over at Brooke's place, she fielded offers from Deacon, who proposed, and Bill, who wanted to whisk her away, but all she wanted was her husband back. She told Katie as much when she stopped by to get the deets on Bill. Katie then teased a new love interest of her own, but wouldn't reveal the person's identity. When Deacon admitted he'd paid Brooke a visit, Sheila was quick to advise him to stay away from the blonde for everyone's sake. Hope admitted to Paris that she finds Thomas hot, which added to her mother's growing concerns, and Liam went into a spin in Brooke's living room upon realizing that Douglas was campaigning for his parents to get together. Days of Our Lives look for things to heat up in Salem thanks to November sweeps. Want to know what to expect for your favorite couples, not to mention the many folks out to destroy one another? We've got all the preview you could want and more. An utterly unexpected Solemite reunion got us thinking about what's in store for some of our favorite characters, and once we started, we couldn't stop. Most recast character ever? Maybe, but once Matthew Ashford took Jack's reins, we never looked back. Mostly. Celebrate the anniversary of his Days of Our Lives debut with a look at some of the most recast characters of all time. Rejoice fans, because Days of Our Lives is back. For the first time since 2019, the Day of Days fan event is live and in person. And we've got all the details on when and where to meet your favorite Salem stars. In this week's column, Curtis can't help but lament how it feels like Days of Our Lives skipped out on storyline excitement just to keep us waiting around for November sweeps to move things along. Virtually every couple feels mismatched right now, but there doesn't seem to be an end in sight for them. Even worse, some of the alternatives feel even more lackluster than what we have now. What went down last week? Gabby coerced Rolf into admitting he'd brainwashed Stefan, but the mad scientist stuck her with a serum that made her forget his confession. After Kristen moved in with the Blacks, John started to figure out why Brady would allow such a thing. Stefan helped Chloe get over her heartbreak, but things got awkward when they, Brady and Kristen, and Gabby and Lee converged at the Horton Town scare. Chad and Stephanie tried to con Sloane, but Leo, newly hired by Paulina, inadvertently blew up their plan. Paulina fired Stephanie for not squashing Sloane's blackmail attempts, as unbeknownst to Stephanie, Alex found the incriminating file she needed at his bed buddy's place. Nicole hired Eric back as a photographer in time for her to model lingerie at a photo shoot. As Susan warned EJ that he was in grave danger, Ava encountered her dead son Charlie in the Demera crypt. General Hospital. Wow, who knew Carly was this good? After months of Sona, she may have just stuck a fork in Sunny and Nina's relationship without even trying. Now that's impressive. Just as our hopes for a Spencer and Trina reunion have been taking off, it looks like the show is about to put a new, utterly unavoidable obstacle in their way. Josh Swickard, Chase, posted the kind of photo that'll put a smile on your face even before you read the accompanying great news. Marcus Coloma sat down with Maurice Bernard, Sonny, on his State of Mind blog and talked about his fear that the producers were trying to kill me off as Nicholas, plus he explained the reason why everyone thought I was crazy. After our shocking loss, Charles Shaughnessy, Victor, stepped in to share a touching tribute sure to alleviate some pain. There are several mysteries unfolding in Port Charles these days, and in this week's column, Dustin offers up his theories as to what's really going on. And of course, there's the big, shocking recast to discuss, not to mention the fact that Brooklyn and Chase finally hit the sheets even as trouble could be breathing down their necks. What went down last week? Anna was arrested after she was framed for shooting Lucy. Britt was stunned to find Peter's safe deposit box contained a ruby and diamond necklace worth millions and suspected it was connected to her father Faison. Cody was rattled when he learned Britt hired Sam to look into the background of the necklace. Chase and Brooklyn finally made love, but she continued to sit on Dante's request for a letter of support to help Chase get reinstated on the force. Spencer learned from Joss and Cam that Trina knew he had believed in her from the beginning and was upset she never bothered to contact him. Trina and Rory's trip to Comic-Con hit a snag when the room they were given had only one bed. And while Terry tried to distract Liz's parents in California, she broke into their home to figure out how her family was connected to Finn's late wife's death. She was stunned when her father Jeff caught her. The Young and the Restless. Close your eyes for a moment, and picture Genoa City without Victor Newman. Pretty darn near impossible, right? And yet, rumors have been circulating that legendary portrayer Eric Braeden is on his way out. The actor took to Twitter in order to set the record straight, and we got to the bottom of where the rumors started. Credit, copyright X.J. Johnson, JPI Studios. It's beginning to look as if Sally and Adam may not be as done with one another as we thought. But will they be friends or lovers? Nikki went to Los Angeles to get the dirt on Diane, but what she came away with is far more explosive. The only problem? She hasn't yet realized it. How long until Nikki realizes what she really discovered during her bold, beautiful visit? Did Young Restless just tease what we think they did? Check out their Melissa Ordway, Abby post that has us triangulating on what the future holds. As far as Sharon Case is concerned, it's apology time for her character. But "I'm sorry" is never an easy thing to say, especially when directed at one person in particular. Did the show just tease the beginning of the end for a once happy couple? All we'll say is that at this point, we'd be surprised if they did survive. Remember when Cameron Grimes, Mariah, teased she had big news? Well, we can finally reveal the special Christmas gift she's got for fans. Candace was surprised to find that Chelsea's story has managed to be both emotionally moving and, on some level, disappointing, as she writes in this week's column. Meanwhile, our editor admits she was surprised to see Victoria make a rather unusual for her misstep. What went down this week? Nate and Devin had another heated argument before Billy's visit to Olivia's son spurred an attempt at a sincere apology. Lily was upset about her boyfriend's interference, but later let it go. As Kyle and Summer enjoyed their honeymoon with Harrison, Tucker threatened Diane after hearing she'd confessed to Jack, and Phyllis sensed trouble in the wind with her nemesis. Sally helped out with Connor before getting the terrible news from Nick that Victoria was letting her go as Newman Media's CEO. Victoria then offered Nate the position formerly occupied by Sally. As Halloween approached, Abby's plans with Chance were scuttled by a stakeout, and Billy was scared silly by Victoria and Adam calling a truce for Johnny and Connor's sake. Billy then grew increasingly concerned for the depressed Chelsea, who ended up on the roof contemplating suicide. In other news, Martha Byrne, Lily, as the world turns, found herself musing that she and former co-star John Hensley, Holden, might be reunited by another soap, and we are all in on the idea. One Life to Live legend Erica Slezak, Vicky, announced her exciting return to the screen, and we can't wait to see what happens next. What's coming up? Now that you're all caught up on what went down last week, here's a glimpse of what's just around the corner. When Days of Our Lives Sarah and Xander married, they vowed that it would be for better or worse. But if she finds out what he's up to this week, she may declare, you know what? Worse has its limits. But hey, he's doing it all for love, right? What better way to celebrate Halloween week than with a creepy, bold, beautiful video celebrating all things Sheila? Heck, it comes completely with a ridiculously spooky version of the soap's theme music, and it's all designed to celebrate the special episode dedicated to 3 decades of the bad girl's antics. Every time Devin thinks Nate can't possibly sink any lower, his cousin goes and proves him wrong. In this week's Young and Restless preview, Devin deals with the latest blow, and it looks as if several couples could be on the road to ruin. Need a little inspiration for that last-minute Halloween costume? Man, have we got you covered, with a little help from our friends, in the gallery below featuring some of the most outrageous outfits, disguises and costumes ever donned.